Social nurse here. Thank you so much for stopping by. I really do appreciate your time. My condolences to the family of Jason Arday. He passed away at the age of 41. He was found deceased in his London apartment. He was found on August 16th, 2026. He had just posted a notice that he resigned from his position as a professor in sociology at University of Cambridge there in England. This man was under a lot of scrutiny. He was accused of plagiarizing his work. He was accused of fabricating his backstory, his life story thus far. It was said about him that he was a woke DEI unqualified professor that was hired by Cambridge to be some sort of hero to represent a person that had overcome unbelievable circumstances. He shared with people in his biography that he was diagnosed with autism at 3, did not speak to the age of 11. He was mute until the age of 11, according to him. He did not learn to read and write until he was 18. That's a lot for someone that has that medical experience, as well as epilepsy, according to him. And there was some other health related issues like brain surgery and having a brain tumor removed. A lot. So to become a professor at one of the most elite schools in the world, to my understanding, University of Cambridge, is quite a feat. He was highly scrutinized. Some people are calling it a witch hunt. Let me say this. Jason Arday said that he is not a liar. While he was alive, he denied being a liar. He did admit that there were errors in his work, in his writing. So I don't know, maybe he really missed a lot of referencing and citing other people's work. This is awful. This man is deceased, and I believe he was really shamed to a point of depression. According to authorities there, his passing is unexpected, but they have not found anything suspicious. I believe that there should be a thorough investigation. There should be a thorough investigation as to why Jason Arday passed away. A lot of people did not like this man. They didn't like him. They saw him as some sort of woke, DEI, unqualified person. He was racially black. We know that DEI, at least here in America, is often directed at racially black people. Okay, so maybe it's the same over there in England. But it's awful that this man has passed away. I wonder if he had a personality disorder that was undiagnosed, or maybe it was diagnosed and that wasn't shared. Did he have a mental illness? Was he ever diagnosed with a mental illness? Because sometimes personality disorders or mental illness, sometimes they can be occurring within one person, right? Co-occurring. But these things can drive people to fabricate in the most elaborate ways, to say things that are unbelievable. Some of the claims Jason Arday made, I do believe they weren't believable. I don't believe that he completed 600 miles of running in 6 days. I don't believe that he's done 30 marathons in 30 days. I don't believe he's honest when it comes to some of these athletic claims, right? It just doesn't seem physically possible. That still does not mean that there wasn't a stopping point in scrutinizing this man. We have to know when to stop, and we have to also kind of consider, is there something else going on with this person that encourages them to fabricate, right? He denies being a liar. I'm speculating, right? He was married. He had 2 children. This is awful. One of the things that just really made me like say, oh my, is when I saw the clip of that interview where Jason Arday is telling the interviewer that he had a brain tumor removed, brain surgery, and within 2 weeks, he had recovered well enough to continue on with his academic work and trying to achieve his PhD. It's nuts, right? You would think the person needs more recovery time. He's the youngest black professor ever at Cambridge. I think was the youngest black professor ever hired at Cambridge. And I think he was the youngest, possibly professor, if not one of the youngest, ever hired at Cambridge. Finally, I'm going to say shame on Cambridge, in addition to people who went after him because of more than just the integrity of his work and claims. Because I do believe that race was part of the motivation. That's my personal belief. At the same time, I believe that organizations should they should investigate thoroughly. They should make sure that the person is qualified. Make sure that they're qualified. Make sure that what they are stating and claiming is actually true. Because Cambridge is accused of just hiring this guy to meet some sort of, I don't know, accolade for hiring someone that's a miracle, which would have been Jason Arday. They did decide to do an investigation under pressure. Cambridge decided to do an investigation concerning Jason Arday's work and claim, but he did resign before that was completed. And shame on Cambridge, in my opinion, for setting this man up, because I believe they either just overlooked things that were questionable or didn't do an investigation at all. In reference to the word investigation, I believe that the authorities over there, the police, whoever does it over there, should perform a thorough investigation. We should not assume that it was self-harm. It can be self-harm that Jason Arday, did to himself, reached a point where he felt he needed to end it, and that is the biggest unfortunate thing, that he is deceased. My condolences to his family. Social nurse.